Welcome to the Dave Williams Wealth Advantage. Commentary for marketplace heroes, high achievers, entrepreneurs, and business leaders connected with the Great Commission. Now here is award-winning, best-selling author, Dr. Dave Williams.
A couple years ago, I hosted a wealth creation weekend with hundreds in attendance. We had people attending from inside and outside the United States, including regular working people, businessmen and women, entrepreneurs, and even a contingency of professionals and executives from a large corporation. The interesting thing is this: the professionals, though earning over $300,000 a year, were broke. Actually, we had an attendee that earned only $30,000 a year, and he was wealthier by far than the professionals and executives. You see, income is only a small part of the wealth picture. Another man in his 40s told me he had earned over $2.1 million in his lifetime and has nothing to show for it. That's tragic. Many Christians believe it's impolite to talk about money, and many actually believe that God's will is for some to be poor and some to be rich. An article recently appeared in the Washington Post that criticized the wealthy, suggesting that when a person gets rich, he does so at the expense of someone else. It's as if the rich actually cause poverty. Nonsense. I find it sad that many followers of Jesus have never taken the time to rewrite their thinking according to God's thinking on the subject of wealth. There is a theology of wealth. That is what God says about it, what God thinks about it. There's a psychology of wealth, which involves the way we think about money, talk about money, and feel about money. And there's a series of actions that begin the wealth process in our lives. We're told in Deuteronomy 18, for example, that God has given us the power to get wealth. Ephesians 3:20 tells us that power is in us. And what we do with that power is up to us. The man earning $30,000 a year not only tithed to the Lord, but gave offerings and more, activating the power inside of him. He also planted personal seeds in his investment accounts, which God calls storehouses, even though it meant living below his means for the time being. The professionals and executives earning over $300,000 a year, they spent everything. They lived beyond their income and had much of their wealth going down a swirling dark hole called debt. I've said before that only a handful of believers will come into this revelation, and fewer still will practice the actions necessary to come into the wealthy place. The average rate of savings in the United States today is only 0.5%. That means that out of 325 million people in America, only 1.6 million, about 1 out of every 200, save anything. 20% of Americans, 1 out of 5, actually spend more money than they earn, using credit cards and getting loans on things that strangle them financially and sabotage their future. Without realizing it, many are unconsciously choosing a life without wealth because of their faulty beliefs about wealth. Our money beliefs and thoughts actually create artificial boundaries to our wealth. If you stretch your financial boundary upward, you must step out of your comfort zone and change your false beliefs about money and replace them with the truth of God's Word. Here are some things you can start now to change your artificial wealth boundary. Number 1, read a chapter in Proverbs every day. Every day. Number 2, invest in your wealth education, seminars, books, audios, videos. Number 3, plant 2 kinds of seeds. First, in God's kingdom, and secondly, in your future. Set up a storehouse account, maybe a savings account to start with, then an investment account, and add systematically and regularly without fail. Number 4, live below your means so you'll have something to invest for your future. Most people have interest working against them by living in debt. It's better to have interest working for you in an investment account. Number 5, step out of your comfort zone. Now imagine, how would you handle being in a room full of millionaires and multimillionaires? How would you think? What would you think? What would you feel? What would be your comfort level? Would you be worried about you were going to say the wrong thing? Number 6, thank God daily for His wonderful gift of the power to get wealth. And number 7, eliminate the victim mentality, the entitlement mentality, and the scarcity mentality. Charge your thoughts with thoughts of abundance and increase. Begin reading Veranda Magazine, Architectural Digest, and other magazines that inspire you to reach higher. These are just a few of the suggestions I offer in my Wealthy Place seminars and Club 52 events. If you begin now, I know that with time and consistency, you'll be in the upper 4% financially in this world. I really believe that. I'm Dave Williams, author of Radical Riches and Coming into the Wealthy Place. Thanking you for joining me. I pray you received a special advantage today.
Dave Williams is the author of Coming into the Wealthy Place and The Road to Radical Riches. We have several resources available in print and on audio media. Our web address is davewilliams.com. We look forward to hearing from you, and be sure to join us for the next Dave Williams Wealth Advantage.